It's Jordan from Cloud Underground here today to talk a little bit more about Linux webtops. I've talked about in the last few streams how to deploy Linux webtop environments on Windows and Linux systems using command line interface, and today I'd like to show you how to do the same thing but using Portainer instead. Portainer is a really nice GUI that allows you to manage your Docker deployment. And so I'm going to show you how to make these Linux webtops in Portainer using a GUI instead of command line interface. I think it'll be really helpful for everyone to see how that works. But before I get into that, I'd just like to remind everyone that we are Cloud Underground. We're a cloud infrastructure company. We build cloud infrastructure and we teach people how to build cloud infrastructure, and we'll help you deploy your cloud infrastructure if you are interested in that. So please go check out our website. You can learn more about us and some of the academy courses that we have that will teach you how to do a lot of the things that we do, or some of our business to business offerings, as well as everything else that we do, including we have some gear that you can buy if you're interested in supporting us. And the other thing that we just released is this Prime Idea Factory, which we will provide you a business ready infrastructure pipeline, as well as mentoring and coaching to get your first business off of the ground. And if you need hardware that will have an Underground Nexus instance deployed on it already, we also offer that. So please go and check all of that out. Okay, so the first thing I want to do today is talk about Portainer and getting those webtops going. So we have a Portainer instance here you can see running. The problem is right now, if I open up a command line interface, so this is the device that I have all of this stuff installed in, and we can see this is the last command that I used to deploy the Underground Nexus, and the only ports that I currently have open are port 1000 and port 950, which allows you to access the webtop and Portainer. I would like to open up some more ports so that we can access our webtops from an outside device. So what we need to do here is, first we need to do a sudo docker container stop underground nexus because the container is currently running. So let's fix that. And sorry, I'm going to have to put in another. I messed up my password. Okay, there we go. So now it's going to stop the container. It's going to take it a moment because there's a lot running. I could use the kill command to make it stop faster, but I want to retain the data, so I don't want to corrupt anything. Okay, so now our container is stopped. So I'm actually going to do a sudo docker container prune just to remove this container. Okay, so now we've gotten rid of the container. So we can go ahead and run this container again. So we're going to look for, well, here, the easiest way is just to go to our GitLab page or GitHub page, and let's grab the command to deploy for ARM64 systems. I like to use the secure pull because it's a little more fail-safe. There's not as many ports open, and sometimes if you run the development pull, depending on the device, you may already be using some of the ports in the command and it can cause errors. So to avoid that, I'm just going to use the other command, and we are needing to add sudo to the beginning of it. Okay, so there's the command. Now I need to open some more ports. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and add a -p flag to open ports, and we're going to open port 6000 to 6100, and we're just going to have those go to the ports that they correspond to. Okay, so now we have our port 6000 to 6100, 6000 to 6100, and that gives us a bunch of ports to play with here. So let's go ahead and run this. and it shouldn't take very long. Although, yeah, okay. So that was super fast. It apparently didn't need a new image. And maybe, well, it's fine. So the next thing that we have to do to deploy the Underground Nexus is run this script inside that container. So we need a sudo again, and then there's the script, and we run it, and that will rebuild the Underground Nexus instance and open up those ports. Now, running this script takes a long time, even if you have an existing instance of the Nexus, which I do here. It's still going to take quite a while to run this. So I'm going to pause the video right now, and I will come back. I should also say I was doing these videos live, but because of my internet connection kind of has issues, I've decided to start pre-recording. So I will be in LinkedIn chat watching the video with you guys. If anybody has questions or comments, I should be able to get back to you in the LinkedIn chat just by typing to you. But yeah, I won't be responding live in video. So just so you know, but I think that this is a better format since I do have some internet connections, and this allows me to get around that. But anyway, it also allows me to pause the video if we start doing something that's going to take like 20 minutes like this. So I'll be back once this is done, and we will start playing around with Portainer. Okay, I'm back, and I have the environment rebuilt with that range of containers now open, or range of ports now open, so that we can play around with some different webtops. So here we go. Here's our command line interface. I don't know why it does this putty thing at the end, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So let's just take a look, because I can show you that the container has more ports open now. If I do a sudo docker container ls command, type my password, and then you can see here where we have ports 6000 to 6100 open from 6000 to 6100. So there is our open ports that we need in order to test out these webtops, or to access these webtops externally, as long as we're using in that 6000 to 6100 port range. So let's go over here to Portainer. I will say, when I rebuilt the environment, my inner DNS control was not working, and what I had to do was stop the inner DNS control and duplicate the container, which you'll see a lot more of that here in a second. And then I removed the two volumes. If we go over here to volumes, you see we've got piehole underscore config, and we've got piehole DNS data. I had to remove both of those, and like just delete those volumes, and then rebuild the container, and that got the DNS working again. So just so you know, if you do rebuild the environment the way that I did, you may have that issue with the inner DNS control, that you need to delete its volumes and then restart it, and you can see now it's working. So anyway, let's build us a webtop container. So I've got another tab open here. This is the same Portainer instance. I just opened another tab so I can kind of switch between containers and then having this create container button open. Okay, and so here's what we got to do in order to get this working. First of all, we need a name for the container. Second of all, we need an image for the container, and I got that from, this is the hub.docker page for Linux server webtop, and then I just went down to where we've got our CLI commands, and we've got the image here at the bottom. So I just pasted that over, if you're curious where that came from. So, but this says latest here. It's the image with the latest tag, and I've currently got the image with the Debian KDE tag. And actually, let's switch it. Let's do Fedora / XFCE. So we'll try a different one. So this will deploy the Fedora Fedora Linux distro with the XFCE desktop. We're going to leave always pull on. I didn't mess with this. That's fine. That's the business edition feature anyway. I'm not publishing all exposed ports. I'm just publishing the one. So you click this publish a new network port button, and that will bring up another one that you can fill in. We could actually fill in another additional one for the secure port if we wanted to access the secure version of the webtop, but I'm not going to worry about that. So we'll just leave 6050 going to 3000. I didn't touch access control. I think that's the default with it switched on, and we could have it auto remove. I think this is Portainer will automatically remove the container when it exits. I don't want that, so we'll just leave. That's all fine. So all that should be good. And then we need to go down here and add a few things. So for command and logging, we have override and /init as our entry point. Our working directory is a /, and we did have to click the interactive and TTY buttons. So we need that. So the main things are that really. I think everything else here will automatically, like I had left the entry point as default, and it did the override /init once I actually deployed the container. So that should be fine. We do have to map a volume, so I did /config, and I used the workbench 0 container or volume. So you can create a new volume if you want, but I'm just using the workbench 0 volume, which is created for the workbench container. So I'm basically sharing my data in that volume, but I think that's okay. Like again, if you have a reason to have this on its own volume, then I would create a new volume, and then you can set that. But yeah, so you just need to /config, and then that seems to work. Network I didn't touch. Environmental variables, I added PUID and PGID, and then the rest of these got put in when I actually deployed the container. So I would add the PUID 1000 and PGID 1000. You do that by clicking add environmental variable. It adds another bar here, and in this case I've got a ton, so I'm just going to delete that. And yeah, like I said, all the rest of these got filled out afterwards. So I only did PUID and PGID. What else do we need? I have the restart policy to unless stopped, and then runtime and resources. I didn't mess with any of this stuff, so that's all default. So everything else is just default. So once you go through and you make sure that interactive TTY is done, you get your volume mapped, and then I believe you need to add the PUID, PGID variables. That should be mainly what you need. Again, I also did change the restart policy, but once you do that, you should be ready to go. So let's click deploy the container, and I'm hoping, yeah, it'll go really fast because I already tested this. So we've got the webtop test container here. You can see that, and you can see we've got it mapped to port 6050, going to internally port 3000. And if we go over here, this you can see is the device's IP with 6050 at the end. And if we refresh, here is our XFCE Fedora webtop. So yay, here it is. And I haven't messed around with it, but yeah. It actually should, like I said, it's sharing the data with that other webtop. So if you've got data in your webtop, you'll see it probably in here unless you map your own volumes. But yeah, so here's Fedora XFCE. Let's try a different one. So in order to basically spin up another one really fast, the way I like to do it is, I've got multiple tabs of Portainer. I'm going to close one. Okay, so here's our webtop test. So actually I don't need to do that. Just click on it. Let's open it up. So you just click on, the name of the container. And then what we'll do is we'll click the duplicate edit tab, but I'm going to open it in a new tab. And that will save all of the configuration for the container that we need. And then we can go back to our other tab here where we're looking at the container. We can just go to containers, and then we can click on it and we can stop it. So it shouldn't take too long for it to get to be stopped. Boom, okay, it's stopped. And now we can remove it. So make sure you're clicking on the correct, you have the correct container selected. That's what I should be saying. So make sure you have the correct container selected like we do here, and then we can click remove, and I'll go ahead and have it remove any non-persistent volumes, but I think the only volume is using is persistent, so it shouldn't matter. Okay, so now it's gone, and then we can go over here. Again, we've got it's named webtop test. It's got all the settings still from before. It's got our port published. That's like one of the main things. So you need a name, you need an image, you need the port published. We've got interactive TTI enabled. So that's one of the other things. We've got our PGID and PGID variables set. We got our volume mapped, a restart policy, and that's pretty much all. I don't think there's anything I messed with in runtime. No. So yeah, that's all we need. And then we've got to decide, let's do something different here. So I'm going to do Debian and KDE. And that's all we should have to do, and we can deploy the container. It should deploy quickly because, again, I've already deployed this container, so the image is already downloading. The bottleneck will be if you haven't downloaded the image, it'll sit there for quite a while. And I'll actually show that to you next. So let's go back here to our tab, and you can see no VNC encountered an error because we deleted the old container. But if we refresh this page, boom, we've got a KDE Plasma desktop. This is a Debian environment. And yeah, KDE I think is a little resource heavy, as I've discussed before, so it's a little slow. But we've got the components are here. We've got working Chrome, I think. Let's see. Make sure it goes somewhere. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Oh, let's reload it. Let's search Shark. Okay, so I don't know. Anyway, the web page may need some. It may need some love to get that going. I'm not sure what's going on with Google, but anyway, we've got a working desktop here, so that's the main point. Let's try a different one. So, all right, I've got two. I'll go ahead and close one of those. Okay, so here's our webtop test. Again, let's click on it. Let's click the duplicate and edit tab so that we don't have to fill out all these options again. And then let's open containers in a new tab, and then we can just stop this container. And we can go ahead and remove it. Okay. And then we can go back here where we've got our duplication tab open, and we'll go ahead. Let's try something I haven't tried yet. So let's try, I think Alpine Mate will be a relatively quick one to download. Let's try that. So let's do Alpine-Mate. Alpine-Mate. Got an extra K there, will not help. Okay, Alpine-Mate should be correct. Again, all our settings should be good to go. We'll just click deploy the container. And this time it's going to take it a little bit because it's got to download that whole image first. And the image is probably somewhere between 500 megabytes and 1 gigabyte in size. So, depending on your internet connection, it may take a while. If we go over here, again, our no VNC has an error now because the container that this webtop was running off of no longer exists. So until we finish deploying this, and the other, I don't know if there's a way to see what it's doing. I don't think there is. That's the one thing I kind of don't like about doing things this way, is you just have this bar that's just saying it's doing something, but you don't know what it's doing really. Typically, I don't know. I think as long as it's saying that it's making progress, you're probably good to go. You know, we can see we don't have the container yet here, so we're looking for that webtop test, and it doesn't exist yet. Oh, now it does. Okay, so it just finished. So I went back to look at that page, and it was back to the containers page, which means that it's finished. We can see we've got our webtop test here. So now if we go over here to our VNC client and we refresh, hey, I don't care about your applet, so that's fine. Whatever, your applets aren't working. But yeah, we've got, again, wow, wait, this is, what did I do? This is Mate? This is Alpine Mate? I guess so. Interesting. Not what I was expecting to see. I'm not super familiar with Alpine, but this looks a little weird to me. Let's try a different one. Let's maybe try Ubuntu Mate just for fun, see what that one looks like instead. So we will click on our guy, we'll do a duplicate edit, then we will go to containers in a new tab and we'll stop this. Alrighty, and then we'll go ahead and remove it. Okay, and then we will try, we'll just replace the Alpine with Ubuntu. And let's see what happens. Again, it's going to take it a minute. Oh, or not, or it's immediately going to be done. Okay, maybe I've tested Ubuntu Mate. So if we click on images, we'll see all the different images that we have, and we can find, you know, these different, I bet somewhere in here we should be able to find, yeah, our different webtops that we're using. Anyway, doesn't matter. So Ubuntu Mate, the reason that one went so fast is because the workbench is actually based on that. I forgot about that. So it already had the image. So now if we go over here, we can just do a refresh. And yeah, here's our Ubuntu Mate desktop, and you can see it looks very much like, if we go to our regular webtop, it looks very much the same. It just doesn't have the nice background. But anyway, so yeah, that's how you can really quickly and easily spin up these webtops in Portainer. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. Portainer is a really nice GUI for doing all the management of this stuff. It's a little tricky if you're used to command line interface and you're trying to figure out how it all works in Portainer. Sometimes it's hard to figure out those options, but yeah, I don't know. Things are fairly straightforward in Portainer, and you know, for those that like to have a GUI, it is very nice. So that's another way that you can quickly and easily deploy Linux webtops using Portainer instead of the command line interface, which I showed you how to do that on Windows and Linux systems. The nice thing about Portainer is it's on everything. So whether you're using a Linux system or a Windows or Mac OS, you should have, if you've like deploy an Underground Nexus instance, you will have Portainer, and you can just deploy these things with Portainer exactly the same way regardless of what architecture you're using. So it's totally architecture or operating system agnostic. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you today. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, if you are interested in Cloud Underground, I would highly encourage you to go check out our website and potentially join the dojo if you want to be part of our community. The dojo, the DevSecOps dojo, is our Discord server where you can interact with other members in the server. It's a pretty active community. You can ask us questions or whatever. Super cool stuff. And then, of course, you know, you can check out all the courses that we offer, which tell you how to build a lot of the different types of cloud infrastructure that we work with. The other thing that I always like to point people to is the Cloud Jitsu program, where we have the Zero Trust Cockpit app. We tell you how to deploy that, and that's an app that allows you to do media creation stuff. It's got a number of media creation tools in it, like OBS Studios and Kden Live, which is an editing program, VLC Media Player, and yeah, you can do a bunch of your sort of creative work in there and create streams or demos or whatever it is. And it also will really, I think this program is really good at telling you whether or not our other educational programs will be valuable to you. So go check it out. I think that's all I'm going to say on that. And I was going to play some Terraria today. And today, I do plan to attempt to defeat the Wall of Flesh. So we'll check that out real quick. As quickly as I can. All right, there's our stream. Perfect. The other thing I'm going to do, I think, is play a little bit of music. Oh, and the other thing I need to do, make it so my headphones work. There it is. Okay, so the music that you're listening to is from our... We run a 24-hour-a-day radio station on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube, search Cloud Underground. You'll find our YouTube page, and then you can find our radio station. And this is all DMCA free music, so you can play it in the background of your stream without worrying about DMCA strikes. So yeah, we encourage you to check that out. And let's play some Terraria. One sec while I hide my password. Oh, and there's a blood moon going on right now. That's wonderful. Well, I don't really care about that. I am going to... Okay. To prep for the Wall of Flesh, of course there's a blood moon going on, so I've got to deal with zombies the whole time I'm doing this, which is aggravating, but that's okay. I would really like to unload... See, I've got a bunch of extra stuff that I don't need. Let's find a... Okay, guys, seriously? They'll come in the doors, but I don't think they can get up here to attack me. Okay, so here we go. We got an empty chest here. I'm going to offload... Seriously? I'm going to offload all of my, like, secondary gear into here, because if I do die fighting the Wall of Flesh, it's a fairly tough boss. I don't want to deal with having to collect everything that I've got. So I'm going to offload as much as I can into here. I need this. I probably don't need this or these two things. I will need some of those. I won't need either of these. We'll keep dirt just in case. I'm going to get rid of that. Won't need the bug net. Won't need two. At most I'll need only one pickaxe. Probably more than I need. And I am going to need some sort of magic weapon, I think. So... what should I try? The Forceful Demon Scythe, maybe? Or... I'll take the Flame Lash. Okay. Other things that I want to put in here are like this guy, my keys. Won't need the... Oh, no, I won't need those. We'll quick stack those two things, and I've got a Demon Banner. Alright. I think I'm ready to attempt the Wall of Flesh now. Oh, and the Blood Moon's over. That's good. So I can just kill all these guys and be done with it. Quick stack that guy here. Perfect. Okay, so to get to the wall of flesh, oh, there is one more thing I need. I'm also going to ditch my money in here, or at least a majority of it, so we'll put the gold and platinum in here. We'll get rid of my... I don't think I drop wire, do I? No, just the money. So I think all this stuff's fine. I don't know, just in case. We'll do that. I definitely don't need both of these, do I? Cool. Winter cape or red cape? I'll go with the red cape for now. And I think I've got everything I need. So that's dandy. The other thing I'm going to do, so if I click on this, it allows me to increase the max number of my minions. So now I can summon 2 wasps. I think just 2, yeah. So that'll help with the wall of flesh too, having a couple minions.
You feel pretty small?
Oh yeah. And finally we need a voodoo doll, because that's how we summon the wall of flesh, so... Sorry, Clothier. You're going into the lava. I'm a bad person. Alright, let's get down to where we fight the wall of flesh. And the wall of flesh will move one direction, and I need time to be able to kill it, so I probably need to... head to one edge of this map in order to make this battle as possible as it can be. You can see why I need the lava walker boots for this. And maybe I should... I'm gonna say maybe I need to create roots, but it looks like I've got some. We'll hope they're good enough. I may well die trying to do this. Hopefully not. Hopefully if I do too, I can manage to not die in the lava, because that will suck. Really easy to lose a lot of gear down here. I think the lava burns up your gear. Yeah, see, I could probably make it easier on myself by creating more holes in the walls to get through and stuff like that, like here. Might make things a little easier on me, we'll see. Alright, I think I'm away from the buildings. Yeah, we'll probably declare this good enough and hope that it gives me enough time. The first time I ever did this, I actually built a really long ramp, which is probably the smarter way to do things, but let's try it without. So, alright Clothier, sorry buddy. But I gotta summon the wall of flesh, and there's only one way that I'm aware of to do it. It's not working. It's just sitting there. That's not fair. Huh. Does it have to be the host of the world that we... Well, let's try. I'm going to collect my voodoo doll. Of course, I threw him in the deepest part. Okay. Brandon, I'm sorry, man. It seems like it has to be you, maybe. So... I'm going to try this again with Brandon's voodoo doll. So I gotta say, just having it sink to the bottom was not what I was expecting it to do at all. Thought it was supposed to burn up. Now I've got to freaking go as far over as I can again. See, I'm a little worried that if I have to do stuff like that, that will be too slow. Oh! What? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it's all gone wrong! This is not the side I was supposed to be fighting him from. Oh well, we'll just have to do it. Or bet. I don't understand how he died. My voodoo doll is still in my... Oh no. This is bad. This is real bad. Oh, hey, that's cool. Let's go ahead and grab some health while I can. Okay, let's... I'm doing okay here. But I do have to defeat him quickly. If it gets to the edge of the map before I defeat it, then I just lose. Also, don't want to get trapped by it if I can help it. Well, so far this isn't too bad. Oh no. There we go. Well, this was not too bad at all. I'll have to make another Terraria world and like make an expert world or something, because the normal world's almost too easy. Wow. Wall of Flesh is defeated. That easy. The ancient spirits of light and dark have been released. So I got a angry sorcerer emblem, demonic laser rifle, bulky pwn hammer, and a bat. Looks like that's what I got for defeating the Wall of Flesh. First try, and it was quite easy, I gotta say, you know. I know if you have an expert mode world that the Wall of Flesh can move very, very quickly. So now I need to find the different types of world. So there should be Hollow now. Now there's Colin, since I killed poor Brandon. I don't even know how I killed Brandon, I really don't. But I better put the voodoo doll away before something bad happens to him. I wonder if I could have somehow used the clothier. I don't know, very strange. But there should be Hollow now. And there should be, I think, a big patch of cursed area. But I don't know. We'll find out. Run this way with the wind. Boy, I haven't seen any hallowed ground yet. Some meteorite ground. Wait, is this new? Oh, this is new. So this is the new Hallow area. This used to be just regular desert. Oh, it's not Hallow, excuse me. This is the new cursed area. Oof. That's gonna be challenging to turn all this back. The moments we share, let's capture this and document it to a manuscript. But we ain't never writing none down these days. I can hear the loss that's around each page. Flipping through the surface, I erase. Pitching to the person I create. Kind of dropping down to see where the cursed area. Okay, here it is. Okay. So, it'll take more investigation to figure out exactly. Wow. The new enemies. Well, it'll take me some time to figure out exactly how corrupted. Oh my gosh. Oh! Okay, wow. Whoops. That's annoying. You run no muck and don't show up, but you are strong, you can grow up. Put in work, you could blow up. At least that's what they tell me. Either way I'm working ain't healthy. It's the meaning of self-heat. I mean love. That's more than hate. Oh boy. We'll take the pointy bat, I guess. Oh, I need a pair of boots to be very helpful. Rocket boots, basically required. So the thing about hard mode is, yeah, the enemies are a lot stronger. It's the easiest way for me to get there. I'm gonna have to go through here and figure out where... Oh, I don't even have... Let me grab a torch at least. Oh, I don't have a mirror either. Grab a recall potion just in case. Recall potion, and what's the other thing I was going to grab? Oh yeah, torch. Grab a few desert torches. All kinds of new enemies now. Then I probably need to go destroy some demon altars because that will... Demon altars will allow me to spawn some of the new resources. Because now I have access to things like adamantine. Oh my gosh, titanium potentially. There's a bunch of them, and it's like the other resources in the game where you only get half. Boy, these, oh man, that hurts. Holy cow. Oh, I'm getting worked. Holy cow. Okay, well, at least I found where I need to be. Oh no. Leave me alone. I don't think I've ever been in here before. Oh, I obviously have. I don't even have a pickaxe. I can't even pick this chest up. I was like, I'll grab this chest. It looks cool. I'm just gonna hide here and wait for my health to increase. Dark mummy. Good grief, these enemies are tough compared to what I'm used to. Alright, my health is coming back. It's coming back. Another dark mummy here. Eat my bat. Oh, nice. Got some healing potion. That might come in handy while I'm trying to recover my things. My health is coming back fairly quickly now. We'll let that fully recover. Okay, we're good. Keep working my way down, try and get my stuff. I died right next to the jungle, which makes sense. The jungle has all kinds of nasty stuff. Okay, I'm gonna assume I recovered everything. Get me out of here. Alright, let's put everything back where it's supposed to be. Like, put these extra boots back. Always good to have an extra pair of those. Oh, and of course, rocket boots, always helpful. Oh, I'm glad I didn't lose the pwn hammer. That would have been frustrating. The demonic laser rifle. Does that use mana? I just... Sorry, Al. That thing seems pretty fancy. I usually have my sword first. Typically it's been like maybe this.
Yeah, I understand.
Now ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, well now that I'm a little more
Sacred.
back to normal, I really want to find the Hallow Grounds.
Back to my part. You promised blood. I say you do. No question. That's your part.
Oh, these Eaters of Souls. The Corruptors. Oh, that's actually a new enemy. I see. Oh. So many new enemies here. Some of the same old ones, but a lot of new ones too. I was really hoping the Hallow was going to end up on the other side of the map, because if the Hallow is against mud, I guess it can't spread, and
Remember deal. No question.
it can definitely spread wherever it is if it's over here.
Wax on. Right here. Wax off. Left hand. Wax on. Wax off. Wax off.
I'm probably going to have to spend a bunch of time isolating these new areas. Ah, here we are. Holy cow. It hallowed my frozen area, it looks like. Huh. That's not the best. Oh my gosh. It's so weird the way it howled. Like, what? Oh man. What a mess. Well, hopefully the steampunker shows up quickly so I can get the Contaminator, I think that's what it's called, and be able to fix some of this. So the Hallow's here, so it's probably going like this direction. Probably going to take me a while just to move through the caverns and kind of figure out where everything is now. I think there should be more challenging enemies spawning down in the dungeon now too. Just take a peek, see if I see anything new. Head home probably pretty quick here. This may allow me to suss out where the Hallowed went to. Oh, new chests. That chest didn't used to be here. That chest didn't used to be here. Well, that's fancy. So far, I don't think I see anything new. going the wrong way, actually. I like the Santa Claus with the red eyes. Honestly, don't see a whole lot new down here. Maybe some new chests that didn't used to be there. Oddly enough, though, I've only found those. And, oh, that's not... Ice tortoise? Good grief. Oh! Alright, get out of here. I'm about to die. Do I have a nurse? Molly. Where is Molly? Oh, Molly's at the desert house, I believe. Let's talk to her real quick. Go down here and see. Okay, everything's normal down here. I should have got the pylon going in my new house before I headed over here. Let's go take a look-see. Ah, weapons need to be out to attack enemies. Alright, well, I don't know. I think I'm going to call it with that today. Have to keep exploring around now that we're finally in hard mode. So exciting. Defeated the wall of flesh, yay. Alright. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I hope that you're all having a lovely end of your week and that you have a great weekend. Like I said earlier in the stream, if you have never heard of Cloud Underground before, I'd really encourage you to go check out our website here at cloudunderground.dev, where you can learn all about the different services that we offer and courses that we offer, etc. And even some gear, like we got some water bottles, shirts, phone covers, stuff like that. And this should be hopefully expanding sometime soon. So, yeah, thanks again for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.